I'm not famous, but I know someone who is, and he changed my life. I grew up in a Christian home, which meaning like we went to church every weekend, but that was about the only time we ever thought about God. But I soon realized that every time I went to church, I loved learning about God so much. Like it was like he set a fire in my soul, and each time I went, it grew stronger and stronger. But then in middle school, I stopped going, and the fire kind of died inside me. And I began to become obsessed with how I looked, and I wanted approval from everybody. Like every single thing I did was and it had an interior motive to get people's approval. And I was just searching for their love so much. But then in about 8th grade, God put a group of friends in my life that definitely changed me, and they brought me to Crew, and they bribed me with donuts, which you can pass up free donuts. But I went, and it was just like being back at church again, and I began to love learning about God again. And the fire inside my soul was rekindled and lit and alive and burning really strong. And at Crew, they had a retreat at Spring Hill, so I went there, and on the second night, the speaker was talking about giving your life to Christ, and he was saying how Christ died for us and gave up his life so that our sins could be forgiven, solely to have a relationship with him, because he wanted to be intimate with us and he wanted to be our friends. And it just really struck me and convicted me, and I really just wanted to have that relationship with Christ. And so I prayed the prayer with him and received Christ in my heart, and I just knew that I had God's approval and I didn't need anyone else's, and I stopped caring about other people's thoughts on me, and I didn't really care what they thought when I was doing stuff. But after that, I still couldn't forgive myself of the other sins, of the past sins I had committed, and I knew God was really convicting me to tell someone about those sins, but I didn't listen to it for about a year until later in 9th grade. One day he was just really telling me, Naomi, you have to tell someone about these sins and confess them. So I did to my small group leader, and I told her everything, and I trusted her a lot, and she still loved me the exact same after I told her everything. And after that moment, I just felt so free, and I knew the sin I had wouldn't tear me down anymore, and I just could do anything I wanted that God had called me to do, because sin didn't have that grip on me anymore. And one verse in the Bible that really describes that is John 8:36, which is, if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And that's just kind of been my life verse from now on. So yeah.